want revenge, somebody might win it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. They catch up with the tag. Hey.
Okay, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the Pacific Northwest, the home of the 12s, as it's called, CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Washington Redskins and the Seattle Seahawks. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down. On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long, an early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
56. 4 down. Right there, 56. You must be getting tired of this. One left. 56 to Mike. Good job right there. 50 to Mike. Echo.
On third down, Wilson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Now here's Michael Dixon as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Taken from just outside the 30. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Locke. And he slings one that's incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley. And now it's 2nd down.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Hey, check Mike 21, check Mike 21.
Back to the air, Locke on 2nd down. Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Luck. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Ezekiel Ansah in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. Oh, spinning away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Over 100 catches in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in these playoffs. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He's got Smith here. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you that one. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Geno Atkins. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. To throw is Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check tight. Under 11.
From the gun, here's Luck. And this one complete to Reed. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Just one catch for him last week in the wild card win, but getting involved early here and picks up the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Adrian Peterson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Off of play action, Luck. He's going to fire one one deep, middle of the field. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Third and long, it's Lott. He's got his man here, it's Green. Just one catch for him last week in the wild card win, but getting involved early here and picks up the first.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man, maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Back to the ground game now with Geis. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Hey, Foxtrot.
On 2nd and 9. Luck. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. This is caught. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. So with a big gainer anyways, he'll go ahead and take that instead of the pass interference call.
They didn't need the penalty. It would have been different, right, if they had somehow lost some yardage somewhere, but they did not. Gained all they could, down to the spot of the foul. Nothing to be gained by taking the penalty.
On the ground, Geis. He fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point good by Catanzaro, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Spins past it. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've had it twice. They punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Geno Atkins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
It's our time. Got it. Let's go double count right here. Double count.
Now it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Khalil Mack able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Gotta go. In and out. Let's go. Bandit. Alert 3. Check. One flip.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. Forced out to his left. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
That's pulled in at the 32. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
We got to step it up. 56.
Play action. It's locked. Able to find his running back, Geis. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain of 13. It's a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
The Seahawks, 37-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Pick up the ball. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
They'll fake it. Now Locke. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That one covers 29 yards. First down.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner. Toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston, then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Here we go. Switch, switch, switch.
On the ground, it's Geis. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. And Geis is going to be stopped short as he did not get the push he needed. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We're soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking in the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Wilson leaves this one with Penny, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. On third down, it's Carson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Myers' kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Bravo!
To throw is Lott. He's going to air it out deep for Green. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Check 24, check 24. Go.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Hey, let's get in that hole. 56 to Mike, boys. 56.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
Well. Got four down. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. That's right, baby.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson escaping the pressure right. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Dancing to his left. He'll find Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Don't say nothing. Watch tight end. We got 3, fellas. We got 3.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf.
Let's go, baby.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. 17 yards that time and a Washington first. One play has them up past the 40 already and another 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Washington. Calvin Ridley, 58 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Mike 56. All day, baby, all day. Kill. 12.
On 2nd and 15 now. Wilson eluding the pressure right. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is fielded at the 27. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Throwing on third down. Luck. And able to find Green. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards. So following the holding call, what can they do here on third and long? Out of the gun, Luck. Pressure comes, he's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Dexter Lawrence drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down. Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now it's Lockett. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on fourth down leads to 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run with Peterson. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now a play fake, and it's Luck. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down. Luck now, 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And he finds the tight end, Reed. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, Luck. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21.
On 2nd and 10, Luck. Being chased out left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 21, Mike 21, check Mike 21. We own it. We own it. Kill. Run, man. Pick it.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
He's coming. Double up.
This is Geis. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves him looking at a 4th down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. It's a 47-yard field goal try from here, but instead they're going to opt to go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it. Geis, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Darius Geis denied. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the gun, it's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Buying time to his left. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll try to get this running game going with Geis. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give the Redskins 13 there and a 1st down. One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On play action, they'll throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Love. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson there to make the grab. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one goes for 36 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
36 power.
50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike.
Now it's Wilson. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Montez Sweat in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Montez Sweat picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
90 is a Mike. Watch twist. 90 is a Mike. One left.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson looking deep downfield. This is caught inside the 15. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Geno Atkins able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, he's going to go up top for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
90 is a Mike.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Clear. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. 56. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Mike 56. Mike 56.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And this is incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, giving him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action. It's locked. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They're in coverage to knock it away. Marquise Blair. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Lott. And that is incomplete.
The touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here's Drew Kaiser now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He juked him. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Now he'll let it go deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is going to be incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position.
Check curls, check curls, check curls.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he gets it down to the 32. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie. Luck gonna throw it. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, some credit there to A.J. Green because he's so tough to cover. Sometimes he causes those penalties.
And he's one of the more difficult guys to cover in the NFL because of his ability to do just about anything on a route. Hard to do. Creates a lot of pass interference calls.
He gets it in the hands of Geis. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Throwing his lock. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. But now it'll be 3rd down. The Redskins on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, Orbit. 51, Mike 51.
A shotgun snap for Locke. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain.
Well, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close to the end zone.
And now the 6 going the other direction. So when you take a look at teams on the march, they're in the red zone. Then after the interception, and it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep them from going all the way.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. And this is caught for a touchdown. We'll check the flag, but it looked like a clear offsides, and it should stand. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And this is up and good. That'll make it a score now of 24-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
He's going to air it out deep, and this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Washington! A.J. Green, 40 yards. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, wow, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go. And that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond with that extra time off.
It seems like they've been running uphill all game. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Right there, 56.
To throw is Wilson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
Coverage there by Earl Thomas. Wilson's pass intended for DK Metcalf. Incomplete.
Partner, they're less than 2 minutes to go in the game, which means that this challenge was initiated by the fellas in New York.
And if you're the coach, you're thinking, thank you, New York. The Seahawks on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 15. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away.
Come on, fellas.
Today's final score, Redskins.
And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EA Sports.